Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah. So today we are just going to water, and yesterday we put some new seeds in for July. Down here I'm just watering just so that we put some coriander here actually, and yeah, we're not going to water the whole allotment today, but I just want to show you some beautiful progress. Alhamdulillah. So if you look at these runner beans, what I'm doing, I'm getting them to go across. This way I can easily harvest and go through them. So as you can see, look, Allahu Barik, everything has fully flowered now. So as you can see, flowers coming on them. They're going to be obviously runner beans in shortly, in about a week or two. And then yeah, so we're just going to start harvesting. And just take you on this side. As you can see, that we've done the same thing here, and the same thing over here, and the same thing over here. And yeah, Allahu Barik, look, it's amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. And inshallah, follow us, like and subscribe, and we will show you more and more progress. We'll tell you what As-Sayyib really is about, inshallah. And obviously over there we put the seeds over here from yesterday. Put 2 different types of coriander here, carrots, another type of coriander, spring onions, and this is for July now. So we're sowing stuff for July until right up to all winter. Some of these things like coriander can be grown in throughout the whole winter. We've got spinach in there as well, which is an evergreen vegetable. We're going to call it leafy green. But yeah, alhamdulillah, it's looking beautiful. We obviously sowed some cauliflower for the winter, so it's all in trays, but we'll show you that. I just want to show you how everything is looking. Look at this, everything's pretty much ready to harvest. You can see the courgette is ready. We've got more courgettes than we can do. But remember, one of the things of As-Sayyib is we want to teach people to be self-sufficient. And join us, inshallah. We want people to join us in buying a farm together. And I thought I stepped on one of the tendrils, but yeah, join us inshallah in buying a farm and learning how to preserve the deen, preserve growing your own food, being self-sufficient, because we know where the world is going at the moment, and we want to get the people together, Muslims and non-Muslims alike, and be self-sufficient and learn how to grow your own food and have raise your own animals, be a real community. Anyway, so I'll show you some here. Look, see that? This is yellow courgettes. Allahu Barik, everything's looking amazing. Amazing of these different type of courgettes. This is a beautiful example. I want to show you something here actually. You see this courgette? See, can you see that part is fully looking healthy, but this bit is looking like it's not growing so well. That is a sign that pollination wasn't good. The pollination was not done properly by the bees or whatever, or it's not been windy enough, whatever it is. Anyway, some of them has been pollinated by wind. That's why you need to hand pollinate it. This is not going to be good. Yeah, this is not going to grow to a proper edible courgette. So to save the energy for that plant, you should break it off. I'm going to give it a couple of days and see inshallah what happens, and then yeah. So alhamdulillah, look, everything is looking absolutely beautiful. If you come this way and you look here from this angle and you look at the allotment, Allahu Barik, doesn't it look absolutely amazing? Inshallah, we will buy a community farm and we will show everyone how to grow your own food. Look at this. This is not even full peak. If you see, obviously cameras don't pick up the beauty of it, but if you have a look properly, Allahu Barik. I like to grow a lot of pumpkin because they are a produce of barakah. As you can see, all the flowers in full bloom. It's very important to grow flowers because it attracts insects, bees, so the bees can actually come to this part and then they start working their way around. There's actually flowers amongst everything. So yeah, Allahu barik. Give a bit of a tour. What's going on? So look at that. There's pumpkins growing everywhere. To show you one I just noticed today. I didn't notice that. There is so much pumpkins in there. So anyway, when it comes to August, 1st of August or early part of August, we're going to be cutting some of the leading trail of the plants, like that for example. We'll do is just cut that here, so all the pumpkins that's grown along the end, they can take all the nutrients to actually make it a fully edible pumpkin. So you probably see about 10, 20 maybe leading tendrils, that's all trails of, as you can see that. So they need to be cut so that, you know, they don't keep growing, you know what I mean? They don't keep growing and taking up the energy and the root nutrients from the actual pumpkins. So we showed you the other day, we showed you this one. You see that's growing really well. Sorry for the hand. Growing really well there. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff growing. And same for, look at these courgettes here. They're like golden, crispy, golden. Look at that. Alhamdulillah. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. If I show you, obviously, you've seen the sweet corn. These are different types of, this is Crown Prince pumpkins. I've not seen any of these grow any pumpkins yet, but I'm sure there is going to be something very soon. This one as well. If you remember from my last video, some of them were really struggling because I was really busy with other parts of the project of As-Sayyib, and I didn't really get to care for the plants as I would have liked to. But they will be fine. You see, that's the sign there. That is not gonna be a full plant or a full vegetable. So what you need to do, just break this off, because that is just taking up energy from the actual plant, because it's going to try and obviously revitalize that and give it nutrients to and keep it alive or whatnot, or keep it growing. But there's no point. Throw that away. And that, you see that? That's not pollinated as well. You need to pick these out. Otherwise, it won't grow. So we'll keep an eye on this one. The same, we need to check for this one here. Make sure there's, you see that? There's more. You will always find this. This is not that's not a bad thing for the plant. It's just pollination, you know. These are the signs of that there's not enough bees about. You know. There's another one here. See that there? See that? That's how you know. It's a yellow signs and sort of withered look. Same again, because there's so many plants on there anyway. Don't worry about too much. Look at that one there. Maybe we're gonna give it a couple of days. Same on that one there. Give it a couple of days, just that one there. You know what I'm talking about? Actually, the I'm gonna bring it full out. See that? It's yellow. Sorry, the camera's not focusing well, but yeah, see that? Again, you can see that one there. That is not gonna do well. See? If you're not sure, if you just lightly tap it, it will fall off anyway. And that's how you know. Like if you lightly tap this, so I mean, it's not gonna fall off. When you also need to get in a good habit of any flowers like that that's still stuck onto it, just take it off, because it's gonna attract slugs and insects that are gonna start to think the plant is dying, but all they do is bring more harm. That one there, that one's okay for now. A couple of days later, I'm gonna pull it off. Same thing, see one in the back there. Yeah, pull that off. Throw it away far from the plant. Don't leave it like that. Do that there, pull that off. It's very important to keep the health of the plant up. You know, these things attract disease for the plant. If you also overwater it in the wrong time, it will start causing disease for the plant. And also you want to take away all the weeds, because you know they attract disease. Believe it or not, they attract disease. The other insects that come to attack it, and they start attacking your plant. So like that there, see that? There. Take that off. Now you see, that will be gone. So anyway, this is how you look after the plants and take care of them all, one by one. So I want to make sure this one's done properly. I'm going to break this off. And then that one there, looking right here, that's a male flower, because there's no fruit on there. This one we need to check a couple of days later. But yeah, so obviously we got a lot of when I say about housekeeping, this is what I mean. Keep the care for the plant like that. Make sure everything's actually looking all right. Take out the brown leaves. Don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid. Yeah, the plants are very resilient. They will survive. The more you take care of it, the more they will survive. So if you remember, all of these were very slow growing. See that there? Take this off. There's no more need for that. There's no more need for this. Yeah. Same again. Clear the area around it. Don't remind me to see that there. Pull it off. Same again. Look, this is looking fine. This is a couple of weeks behind, but it's not a problem. Remember, we had a lot of problem with the plants actually, because as I said, we were very busy in the start of doing other parts of the project. As-Sayyib, that we sort of neglected this. We let it grow, do its own thing. Plants are more resilient than you actually think. You think, oh, you just need to give it air, good water, and nutrients. The rest it will do by itself. See that? I'll show you what I mean. Remember from my last video, we said about aerating the soil around it. See that one? We didn't do properly. So this is still started. This is one plant by itself. Yeah? And how you know? These leaves are like this. They sort of, they look diseased. And that's because the plant is stressed. And it's trying to, it's not had enough photosynthesis to grab as much nutrients as possible. See what I mean? There's another leaf there. That's another leaf there. So, you know, it's not a problem. This is why what I do is I overseed, and whatever grows, and whatever doesn't grow, you thin it out. You know, because you never know what's happening. You don't know. Same here. Yeah, that was okay. But again, this one's behind, isn't it? That's what I mean. It's now July, but this is behind. But you know what? This is not the time to pull this out, or this one out, because we still got almost a whole 2 months of growing season. So what you'll do is wait for this to grow, and then whatever fruits it grabs, or whatever fruit starts growing, then you cut off the extension of the tendrils and let everything else behind it grow and mature. Like, so what I mean, like that. You see there's 2 tendrils there, splitting here, one going this way, one going that way, all the way down to the end. See, what you got to check as it's growing is underneath these where it splits, it should have a roots growing under it. See that one? You can't really feel it. I don't want to lift it up, but let's see if I can show you. Sure if you can see it. I can't see it yet. There'll be roots growing on it. You want to make sure it's as flat as possible. So when those roots grow, they actually go into the soil. See that? There's one there. That's the root. So you want to keep it thingy like that. As it grows, it will find its way into the soil. And that's how the pumpkins get more and more nutrients. And they grow bigger and bigger and longer. So once it's done, it's about June, end of July, you want to cut these tendrils so that the pumpkins, they can mature. I know I saw one here, a really good one, a good example here. See that? That's a very long example here, very long tendril. I know what I did. I staked here. I staked it down so it goes into the roots. So anyway, I won't lift it up. I don't want to disturb it too much because they don't like to be disturbed. This is another thing. This is what happens when you overwater. So what I do with this one, I'll just break it off. Yeah, you want to keep it clean. These leaves, pull them out, because leaves are not going to encourage growth. Because what it will do is just try and send energy on these leaves, try and keep them alive. Yeah, cut them off. Cut them off. Because we don't need them alive. They're not going to survive, are they? Like that one there. You know, I left it just to show you. Pull them out, keep the fresh leaves, and pick up all the rubbish later. And look at that. That is from last year's seed. Allahu Barik. See that one there? That looks like is water burn from sunlight. So I must have watered it and it still must have been very warm. So they leave there, pull it out, pull that out, pull that out. Let it focus his energy in the right places. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, you know, I'm going to do this one by one. As you can see there, that's leaf there. Can you see? Same thing. You know, must have been attacked by insect. And water burn, scorch heat means scorching it. Yeah. And that's how you. This is what I mean by housekeeping. You need to take care of it. Take care, see what's really going on. So you look underneath it, because as it gets crowded, you won't be able to see what's really going on unless you're looking. And you also see beautiful stuff like this. Look at that. You know, obviously this is growing out. That's why we built this type of wigwam, the A-frame heavy duty wigwam, so you can actually take a lot of weight. When I'm done at the end of the year, I just put my equipment back on here like a rack and shelf, keep it off the floor, keep it dry even throughout the winter. Yeah, I know it's quite dark now, but hopefully it all comes out well. If it does, I will post this. If not, I've made a lot of videos, but I'm not posting it because I don't want to post just everything or anything, you know. I want it to be quality. I'm going to show you what's going on with the tomatoes another day. See what I mean? Look at all this mess over there. Yeah, I need to tidy this up. But again, the plants take priority. There's only so much hours in a day. Alright, I hope you enjoyed today. Please like and subscribe and help us grow, inshallah, because we intend to benefit as many people as possible. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.